welcome. So today I want to talk about the benefits of music for people with dementia. I work as a recreation therapist and I've been working on a unit where there are people with dementia for about 15 years now. Over the years, I've tried a lot of varied activities, a lot of different programs to see what benefits people the most. So one of those things is music. I do music programs where people sing along, and you see a lot of emotions coming from people whenever they listen to music. So if you think in your own life and think about songs that you might listen to that remind you of your childhood, they might remind you of your days in high school, and it brings you back to that moment, which is pretty special. And for people with dementia, that music is still there, and those memories, they may not remember things in the same way, but they will remember some songs, especially ones that they listened to a lot and songs that were that they really enjoyed at that time. So for example, popular songs like You Are My Sunshine or Que Sera Sera, Elvis songs, Frank Sinatra. So depending on what they liked, will obviously determine what they might enjoy now. So one of the things, other than the music group that I run, I do one-to-one programming where I try music with people, and especially with people that are not responsive to other programs. So for example, they may not do anything with me, they may not cognitively be able to do other things. So I'll try music with headphones and I'll just see what they seem to like. Like I'll just watch what they like. So for example, I'll use headphones like this, and I have an iPod or like an MP3 player. You can use anything really that is going to put music, that can have music onto it. So whenever I try the music with them, I will put the headphones on from the back in most cases, just so the cords aren't hanging in front. I find often people put them in the front and then these cords are all there, and with dementia they're going to fiddle with stuff. So if you put it on from the back and put it on, and then you can clip the music player onto the back of their shirt. That way it's not in the way, and there'll be less of a chance that they'll actually take it off. So when trying different music, one of the main things obviously is to make sure that you listen to it first and make sure the volume is okay before you put it on the person's head. Make sure you have the proper right or left on their head, because it does feel different. And if it's not comfortable, they're obviously going to take it off. So in terms of the music that is actually on the player, you really want to find music that they enjoyed in like years ago. So what did they used to like? What did they used to listen to at home all the time? So find that music, and if you know how to put music onto a player, you can do that. Otherwise, you can ask a family member. Someone you know will probably know how to do this for you. So in terms of finding the right music, one of the tricks that I've used over the years is using a tablet or an iPad and going on YouTube and just putting in a different song, like a Frank Sinatra song or the Que Sera Sera or any popular song, and just see how that person reacts. Watch their facial expressions, watch their body language. Does the music seem to calm them? Does it seem to agitate the person? So kind of see how they behave whenever they're listening to the music. And then once you feel like you have enough music that they like, you can put it onto the player and then try it with the headphones. So in my experience, a lot of the people will take the headphones off immediately. Some people just don't like the feel of it. They don't like that constricted feeling, so they'll take it off. I'll often try to put it back on again and see how they react. If they take it off again, then they probably don't like it. But one of the things I would definitely recommend is to try it again another day. It may just be in that moment they are not feeling up to listening to music, or they just aren't in the mood for having that on their head. So I've done that many times where I tried it another day, and then they'll keep it on. Sometimes they'll keep it on for up to an hour. And they can wander around. If you've got the player hooked onto the back of their shirt, then it's not in the way, and they can be left to listen to the music. So one of the things you do want to do in the beginning when you try this is to observe them for sure. You don't want to just put the player on their head and then just leave them walking around or sitting there. You do want to watch them and make sure that it is something that they seem to be enjoying. If they're constantly taking it off, obviously it's not something for them. So do observe the person for sure. So one of the other things that you can do is, if you have a phone and you have music on your phone, you can either use YouTube again, or you can create a playlist on your phone. So there are many different ways that you can do that. I can explain that further, or you can send me a comment in the section below, in the comments below, and I can always make another video on how to do that, or I can just reply to you directly and let you know how to do that. So you can try different music, and you can even, as you're wandering with the person or sitting down on a couch, if they're in a wheelchair, you can just do this and listen to the music on your phone. You can also get a little speaker. This probably cost around $40 or $50, I think I paid. And you can walk around and have the little speaker, and then just walk around the halls with them and listen to music. You'll often see them starting to sing along. If it's music they like, they might start moving their feet a little bit to dance. I've had that happen many, many times where, it's been someone who enjoyed dancing in the past. So trying different music and watching how they react is the best thing that you can do. So it's also a fantastic thing that you can do when you visit. So often I see people come in to visit with a loved one, and they sit together, and the person, the caregiver or the husband or wife, doesn't know what to do, because the person's dementia has advanced so much that they really can't communicate anymore. The person is no longer able to speak, or their sentences are all jumbled, and they have a difficult time engaging with each other. So music is a great way to stay connected with your loved one. So you can have your playlist, and you can create a songbook. So if you go online, or ask a family member to help you with this if you find it difficult doing these things online, and find the lyrics to all the songs and create your own songbook. So find all the favorite music that you think your loved one would enjoy. Create just put it in a little duotang, put all the lyrics out, make sure that the print is large enough that they can see it. And when you do the sing along with them, just, use your finger to underline where you are in the song. Often, it just becomes jumbled to them as well, and they have a hard time following along. So it depends on the stage, at what stage of dementia the person is at, but often they can still read until much later stages. So definitely have that songbook as an option. If it works, great. If it doesn't, then you can just listen to the music and sing together. You will often notice that they will become more alive, they will smile more, and they may interact with you more after listening to the music. Or they might become tearful because it brought back memories from a certain time. So music is such a powerful thing. I highly recommend trying it with the person that you're caring for. And it's a great tool to use whenever you are visiting together. I know a lot of recreation therapists and activity coordinators at different homes will have music groups, but it's not always enough. I mean, you're the person that knows your partner or your father or your mother the best, and bringing in the music that they like is really important. And again, we're all so individual. So when it comes to music, some of us like rock, some like country, some like classical. So bringing in the music that your loved one enjoys is super important. And you can, give that information to the people working with your loved one as well, to help them understand what kind of music they like. I'm trying to think what else. Okay, so I just wrote a few points for myself to remember. One of the other things is, not everyone likes music. Often whenever I ask family members, what kind of music did your loved one listen to? And the response is they didn't listen to anything. They liked it quiet. They didn't like to have the radio on. The loved one often, sometimes can't think of any music that this person might have enjoyed. So you can still try music because we change. When we have dementia, people do change. So they might enjoy music now. So you really just have to try it. It's trial and error. Give it a try, see how they respond. But you will know if they don't like it because, with the headphones, obviously they'll take it off. Or if you have music on, they might just become more agitated. It works great with some people, but with other people, they just prefer to have that quiet space. And often there's so much noise going on at a residence that the music just adds to it. Whereas for other people, if they have the music and the headphones, the music kind of drowns out the rest of the noise in that space or on that unit. So if there's a lot of loud noise or a lot of people talking, having that music on kind of just shuts the rest of it out, which is super helpful for a lot of people. I think that is all that I wanted to talk about. One of the last things that I would just want to mention is if you are having a hard time finding out what kind of music they like after trying all those things, you could always hire a music therapist. That is what they do. So, you could look up someone, just, Google them or, word of mouth probably within the residence where you are. But by using the tablet and or an iPad, you could probably just try different things out to see. But that is just a suggestion. And last thing, if they don't like the headphones, the other thing that we use is one of these. So it's a simple music player. There are different varieties. So this is a great one for people that are probably, early to moderate stages of dementia. It simplifies things for people. You can just lift it up and it starts to play music immediately. If you press the button, it skips to the next song. And then the person just puts it down and it turns it off. So there is a cord that comes with it, but it is a great tool because, radios and CD players, so many people are challenged with those tools. I often find that people, just don't know how to use them anymore. There are so many different buttons and it's just difficult. So this is simple. It turns off and on easily. You can buy it preloaded with music. The music is quite old in the sense of it's probably best for someone in their 90s or so. But I much prefer to put my own music on it. It is a little bit challenging to figure out how to put music on it. But again, ask, someone in your family or a friend to help you out with that. And I can always make another video to explain how to do that as well. The volume is underneath. It's little buttons. I find that a little bit of a challenge to make the volume go up and down. But overall, it is a good player, and I would recommend it. Okay, hopefully that has been somewhat helpful, and hopefully you will try music with your loved one. Make that songbook. Sing with them as often as you can. And hopefully it'll bring some joy to their life and it'll improve their quality of life. Okay, thank you so much. Take care. Bye.